Hi, this is Monique, and
I'm
this is,
Sierra.
yep, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to look at standards 6 to 8 now. So we've just reviewed and we've had our debrief discussion.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just tell me a little bit about that lesson. What makes you feel more successful in this lesson?
Mm-hmm. So this lesson, my co-teacher and myself, we really planned with you as well about the summative project for ratios and proportions. So the objective of this lesson or video was to introduce the summative, which is the students researching a global issue in a country of their choice. And they need to be able to provide data in the forms of visuals, whether they be pie charts or graphs or anything of that sort. And so what we did was give them examples um, throughout the lesson, and we explained the rubric in detail.
Awesome. Okay. Now, for this, tell me a little bit about how you collaborate with your co teacher
Mm-hmm.
and what that looks like in terms of co teaching models.
Mm-hmm. So we always stick to our planning periods.
Mm-hmm.
We plan really well, and then we seek out your assistance as well, especially trying to relate these topics to MYP and how
Mm-hmm.
to assess them. So that was really helpful. And then as far as our teaching models, we do a lot of team teaching where we instruct the class and maybe he will lead and then I will just piggyback and um, collaborate
Yeah.
with him along the lesson or vice versa where I will lead and he will intervene when needed.
Mm-hmm. And I think I can see some really good team teaching there from you
Mhm.
as well.
Mhm.
So tell me about your warm up and how you use that as a instructional strategy.
Mhm. So every day we try to start with some sort of warm up, even if it doesn't tie into the lesson, because we find that it gets students engaged and it settles them into thinking about math. It helps them to focus a little bit more.
Okay.
Mhm.
Great. And I could see the students were really engaged with that.
Mhm.
And then tell me a little bit about your assessment task
Mhm.
and the support and modeling that you were giving students to be successful in that task.
Okay, so again, the task was to find a global issue in a country of their choice. And so I came up with examples, for example, obesity in the US, and tried to, explain what that would look like if
Mm-hmm.
I was to, um, explain it to the government,
Mm-hmm.
with a gravitating hook. And then I would, present those visuals and resolutions, if any. And then my coach teacher did as well by showing a video of what that would look like by representing that out of 100 people.
Mm. And then, explaining a rubric is never easy.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit about why and how you were explaining that rubric for students.
So we wanted to explain the rubric and put emphasis on scoring very high and not limiting themselves, so we wanted to set really clear expectations
Mm-hmm.
that they shouldn't score between the 1 to 4 range, but they should score between the 5 to 8 range. So that's why we wanted to explain the requirements in detail,
Mm-hmm.
so the students could reflect um,
On
going
that.
forward. Mm-hmm.
Nice. And yeah, and you could see that the students, understood it. It's hard to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so one of our goals from last time was your technology goals. So tell me
Mm-hmm.
how you integrated technology
Mm-hmm.
into your lesson.
So I think we did a really good job this time using technology. I displayed the rubric and the grasp task on the board,
Mm-hmm.
as well as giving handouts to the students. So they had, 2 forms of seeing the material. And then there was another way, but I can't remember.
Well, Eric had that video, right?
Yes, the video.
Yep.
The video as well. Yes.
Mhm.
And those were also posted onto our Toddle platform.
Nice.
So students could look back into those.
Okay, so you got multiple means
Mhm.
of engaging students.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
just tell me, just as we're finishing up here, about
Mhm.
an evidence-based strategy that you used.
So technology would be one of the main EVPs that we
Mhm.
use during this lesson, and then as well as the graphs task, because it helps students to structure their project.
So tell me a little bit about GRASPs.
The grasp task contains the goal of the project, the audience, the role,
Mhm.
the production, and so I think it really helped with this particular summative.
Right.
It help the students structure
Mhm.
and know what to put or what to research
Gotcha.
for the project.
Awesome. Great. That sounds wonderful. Yeah. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.
Thank you.